So this time we're honored to be invited with our MTFLabs to the beautiful city of Aveiro, Portugal. And it's just an amazing experience to be here. Music Tech Fest is a community. We're a community of amazing, phenomenal artists, researchers, scientists, from neuroscience to biology. We spent here 6 days. We engage in a studio where people bring their expertise and we exchange and collaborate here.
One thing that's been a really fantastic aspect of this MTF has been all of the incredible exclusive presentations and performances in the evenings and all day on the first day. Just some brilliant people from the artist Marta de Menezes showcasing her work, to people coming in from the US like DJ Spooky, Chicks on Speed, Alex and Melissa from there, but also people who are in the labs themselves, who are working on projects here, have been getting up and telling about their projects and their work as well. And there's just some brilliant, fascinating people right across the spectrum, from artists to very, very hardcore scientists. So it's been really fascinating and interesting getting that mix of people together to make some incredible stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the results.
When we use the minds of a scientist in the place of the arts, it's very punk, I have to say, because there's a lot of ideas that wouldn't find expression if the frame of work was only scientific. So I think there's a lot of doors that can be open, and we don't really know which doors are going to be open when people with bright minds and really strange, wicked ideas come together for a full week.
We've come out on a little sort of field trip with MTFLabs. So I guess we were in the lab thinking about data flows and stuff, and working with sounds. And we just wanted to make a connection with the kind of material, the local ecologies. So we've come out to these salt pans, which are right on the edge of town. It feels like a sort of fertile place to imagine sort of future nature cultures.
Pelican and I are here collecting some data, taking pictures. We both work with visuals, so we're trying to photograph and document the place so that afterwards we can generate speculative artificial lives that could potentially exist here.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking a sample from the salt pans here, and I'm treating the surface of a black CD, evaporating what I can and hopefully leaving behind some of the salt crystals. Because it's a natural substance, it allows us to refract any information that either passes. So I'm hopeful that we'll get something usable from this, because it's a nice way to interact with the environment.
After visiting the salt mines here in Aveiro, I got very interested in the way with which water is evaporating and leaves salt behind. It left me wondering, in a world where we are advancing towards a transhumanist approach, what are we going to leave behind? What is going to be left of us in the future? Here at MTF, I'll be exploring this concept through a performance with audio and visuals that will be reacting to my body, to my brain, and to all the noise and all the things that I'll be leaving behind here.
So the wires go through here, and then we're gonna decorate the sides also with cables and different electronics, that the actual electronics are on the in and outside of the shoe. Integrate the speaker.
Yep, let's hear how it's gonna sound.
Yeah, check what is coming from the micro. What do you think?
We're gonna need more bass.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
So our project was inspired by the talk that we saw from Jigsaw Speed to actually give more power to your feet by designing shoes that can act as an instrument. And so we're planning to integrate different electronics in these shoes to have different feedback between the shoes so that they can actually interact between one another, and to also create new sounds by the way that you walk and actually move in them.
This performance is for 20 minutes, okay? So just keep...
The project we are doing here is a performance where two people will be facing each other and they are plugged with sensors. They are using EEG sensors and heart rate sensors, and with the help of other artists and musicians we are creating an audiovisual orchestra to help these two people to synchronize themselves without touching each other.
The main role of the musicians in this project is to find a way to interact with each other and to help the people achieve an empathy moment, at least.
My role in this project is to represent visually the two subjects, so two human faces. The visuals are reacting real time with the heartbeat and the brain activity. When they reach empathy, both shapes and particles will merge into one single object.
After we showing the connection between these two subjects, the musician has the power to unmerge that connection by playing something loud or something dissonant.
This is a dream for any musician to be able to know in real time what is happening to the audience in terms of emotion, so we can better our performances.
So we decided to create an instrument that was using the local sounds recorded in the Ria de Aveiro. We used cork to create this interactive instrument where all the sounds were triggered by just touching the conductive paint. And we used this local stone of schisto to merge also the electronics and the craftsmanship, so that we can sort of represent immersion of the technology and the environment.
Collaborations across the world as well. Collaborations with Porto, with Mexico, with Norway, just unbelievable results. These are usually super, super hard to do.
Our intention is to materialize the experience of an impossible journey with a third body that would enable an intersubjective relationship of those who inhabit it, where subtle and atmospheric sounds were intertwined with other sounds that were also gathered in the field recordings made to the lagoon in Aveiro in search of a resonance and somewhat remote togetherness with the festival.
Let me congratulate you actually for pulling this off under these extraordinary conditions. You made it happen against all possible odds. And second, thank you for including us and challenging us to be part of the MTF.
For the first time in their lives, we challenge them to challenge themselves to think really out of the box.
This is only the start. So that's actually my final word. It's actually just the start, and these projects are now continuing and evolving, and collaborations are going to grow from here on. So watch out for the next time we all gather together and show where we got to.
I'm running in the dark, and you can see me crystal clear. Don't wanna play a part. I know that you can see right through my fears. The shadow in a maze, a mask without a face. I know that you can see right through my fears. I knew it from the start. I'm running in the dark. So wait up, wake up, pick up the pieces. I'm sure you have the reasons to see me tumbling down. Hold on, we're picking up the pieces. I know you have the reasons to see us tumbling down. I'm running in the dark, and you can see me creep.